Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 4 of the Frisky Whiskey. Thank you for joining us this evening. Mike, what do we have going on today?
Tonight we're going to start a first of a series called Mixologist Series.
All right.
And we're going to do actually old-fashioned mixers. So we're not going to make an old-fashioned from scratch, but we're going to use pre-mixes that you can buy anywhere in any liquor store or Total Wine, and definitely everyone's favorite, Amazon. And tonight's choice of bourbon for the old fashions tonight is going to be Stillhouse, which I mentioned it a few shows ago. We're going to talk more about that as we go.
Excellent.
So we're going to go into that. But, T.I., you brought a special thing for us tonight.
It's true, I did.
And I'm going to let you take over for a second and talk about what you brought us tonight.
All right. So, for those who would listen to episode 3, I happened to mention at one point in the episode about a French whiskey that we happened upon while we were at the very first Whiskey Fest.
You did.
So the other day I was perusing through our local Total Wine, looking at the various whiskeys, and I happened to come across the whiskey. So the whiskey name itself is Brenne. It's from Cognac, France. So I think you owe a little bit of an apology.
So, and then when you showed me the name, you sent me a picture of the bottle. It's, the old memory bank kicked in. This was on the side of my memory bank. My memory banks are getting kind of wild in there. And T.I. was 100% correct. We did try it at the Widow Jane.
It was.
I had a feeling maybe Widow Jane was promoting it.
Probably.
But, yes, I do remember it. And I want to apologize to France because I had made some derogatory comments about them making whiskey. And really, every country, everywhere in the world, there's a whiskey being made.
Yes.
And I know this whole cancel culture nowadays. And I did that in quotes, by the way. I don't want to be canceled by the country of France. I don't want that to happen. And although it would be good press for us, because any press is good press, and I'd have to maybe deal with France and maybe get into a fight with them. I'm pretty sure I could take them on. No, I'm only kidding. No, but I want to apologize, because that was really not cool of me to really make fun of them for that. For even you suggesting they make a whiskey.
Yeah.
But this is going to be real. I'm really excited to try this again. So we're going to do a little tasting before we do our Mixologist series.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you want to get us going on it?
Yeah, so we're going to do this neat like we always do.
Yeah, so I'll give a little bit of background on this. So as I'd mentioned, it was, it's from Cognac, France. Yeah, right, smells good.
When I smell it, talk about the...
Yeah. So, the world's first single malt aged exclusively in both new French Limousin Oak barrels and Cognac casks. So this should be really, really nice. This was actually founded by Allison Parc. So I know we mentioned on the Milliman Green having a distillery that was ran by women exclusively. So this sounds like it's another woman-exclusive distillery out in France. And she had a dream to make a great single malt. And she is from a third generation of Cognac families, of a Cognac family, right, in the heart of Cognac region. So they're making the legit stuff, right? Kind of like how bourbon here used to be only out of Kentucky at one point, right? Yeah. Same there. Cognac can only be really real Cognac, right? And then she's still using her family's farm distillery.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Now, I'm excited because it is a woman-owned and run whiskey. And I think we're going to have to pretty soon down the road do a Women of Whiskey show.
I think
we're going to find more of them.
Yes.
Because I think it's great, because I know it's a male-dominated business. It's got to be. And I think it's great that they're breaking in.
Yeah.
And I want to promote that. I want people to know what's out there. So I'm really excited to, get reacquainted with this.
Absolutely.
And tell us about the flavor profile.
Yeah, so this is actually a very interesting one, and I think a lot has to do with the Cognac, right? So right up front, we're talking the orange, the almonds, the blueberry, hibiscus. So it's going to be kind of floral and fruity, right? Then we're going to get that nice oakiness from the barrels it was originally aged in, followed with some anise, chocolate, floral, and honey.
And these are aged in Cognac barrels.
Yeah, they're actually aged in both oak barrels and then Cognac barrels.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
When I opened it up and I took a smell, and I actually gave T.I.
I can smell it.
Yeah, there is definitely that floral. There's that.
Oh, yeah.
That blueberry. It's got such a good scent. This is it's almost seems very different as a whiskey's going to go. And I'm actually, like I said, I'm really excited to get reacquainted with this.
Yes.
So, T.I., I'm going to have you do the very first taste.
Oh, I already got some. All right.
Oh, I got you set up.
Well, it's so light. I was looking in the glass.
This is very light.
It's very light.
It's almost not even brown to a certain degree.
This smells so good.
especially in these glasses now.
And by the way, this is only $53 at Total Wine.
Once again, we're using our Glencairn glasses. And, tonight we're going to talk about the Whiskey Fest. That's tomorrow. We're going to go to VIP stuff.
Yeah. This is exactly right here what I remember tasting at that Whiskey Fest. And I remember being like, this is so good.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very light, right? It's not for that flavor profile you talked about right now, the almond, the orange, the almonds, the blueberry is definitely there. The hibiscus is definitely there. That anise is coming in at the end. It's at the tip of my tongue, that anise. I'm not sure about the chocolate just yet.
It might open. It might show up when we get some ice.
And there's some sweetness, so I'm going to call like the blueberry and the honey kind of giving it that sweetness. And it's
really good.
I can't believe I'm actually going to use this word with a whiskey. It's got that bouquet of the floral.
Yeah,
it really does. Like when I used to do wine tastings, I'd say just bouquet flavors. But this is actually it has that bouquet to it, and it's so light, but not bad. It's like it's not a knock that it's light. In color and when you swirl around, the legs are very separated.
The thing that I like is, so after you get over the initial kind of floral introduction, and it's coming to the back of your palate, that's where the actual kick of the whiskey comes in. It tastes like a whiskey, so you're kind of like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Like you get all this nice floral and fruity flavors, and then suddenly it's like, oh, there's the oak. There's that aged flavor in there.
I'm really glad you found this. I'm glad you brought it up last week, and then you went ahead and found it. That's actually kind of cool.
And me too. I think I think the universe was telling me I needed this, because I remember when we first went to that Whiskey Fest, right? When we got done with it and all that stuff, I remember trying to find a bottle, and you could not find this anywhere in the United States. I looked on all major distributors and stuff like that, could not find this.
I bet you that it was really been at the time exclusively through Widow Jane.
Probably.
And probably only, because remember that their VIP Widow Jane you could only get in New York.
Yeah.
So I bet you they were only selling it in New York at the time. And maybe some other distributors got a hold of it, and that's why now Total Wine has it.
I'm so happy they do.
All right, so now we're going to go to the next level of this. And we're going to bring in some ice.
The important part, right, where we see what happens.
We're going to bring in some ice.
Yeah. We see what happens with this and see where we go. So while Mike D grabs the ice for the Brenne, we actually had some pretty dang good food this evening from Andy's Latin Food. So I picked us up some Colombian empanadas, which were fantastic, always fantastic. Some chicharron, which is fried pork skin.
And had the little mini arepas to go with it.
Yeah, and the little mini arepas and some lime. And then also, I picked us up some steak burrito.
And let me tell you, man, those flavors of steak burrito were amazing. It was very unique as a burrito goes. Not a bad unique, because, we have some Latin places around us. We have had burritos from all. They're all good. And I'm not saying this is better than them. But I'm not going to say it's comparing apples to oranges, where this is an apple and this tasted unique to their apple. Yeah. But yeah, Annie's Latin food is so good.
Yeah.
And
it definitely would pair well with the mixer thing that we're doing this evening.
Yeah, it's definitely going to pair well. It's going to when we get to those mixers, we'll see. But that's a good choice of food tonight. Yeah. They're local in Palm Beach Gardens. Yep. And you got to try the other food because they have some really unique.
Yeah, they have a lot of really good
unique way of making food. It's they have that one that's in almost like a hot dog, like a giant hot dog bun, and they put the steak and all this.
The pepito is what they call that one.
Yeah. Yes.
It's steak and chicken along with like little corn chips.
Yes.
And it
has the potato has the potato sticks on them.
Yeah.
And I think one of their dishes has the quail eggs on it. Yep. But really good Latin food, but not your traditional going to a Mexican place. Yeah. Really, really good Venezuelan style street food. Yep. So go check them out. Annie's Latin, one of our favorites. Good choice, T.I. That was you tonight. Good choice. And technical difficulty here.
Little ice confusion. I don't care. Ice confusion.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get our jigger. This one we're being careful to pour us tonight because we're doing other cocktails tonight. So
we're actually doing cocktails. So this one's this is really just a small little tasting. I think we're using a quarter.
We're going to quarter ounce. Which really, if you want to do a good whiskey tasting with your friends, I really suggest to do quarter ounces each time. Mm-hmm. So it's you're not taking in too much, but everyone gets enough to try a couple of sips. I think that's the best way to do it.
Oh man. What a scent change. It just made it more bold.
It opened everything up.
Yeah.
The flavors that were already there are more present now.
Yeah.
That floral. I'm still not getting the chocolate. I'm going to call that out. I'm not getting that, but maybe the orange backed off a little bit. More the blueberry, more the floral. The floral and hibiscus probably could be in the same category.
Chocolate's there now. Try it. Yeah. Chocolate's right there, right prominent up front.
Oh, yeah, but I'm not smelling. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's right
but
there.
You're not smelling it.
No.
But wow.
So it really is kind of like
like I said,
think of like a dark cocoa.
Yeah. So I say it's like a Hershey's bar.
Yeah.
Like the dark chocolate Hershey's, those special dark, something like that, or a good dark chocolate.
Yeah, exactly.
Because really, if you're a chocolate person, Hershey's dark chocolate isn't considered to be a good dark chocolate. Right?
But this is really good. That's a very nice, clean flavor.
Like this is good neat or on the ice. I think it's an equal battle right there.
Agree.
I think you can go either way. Once again, I think this would be really good with a cigar. A really nice mild cigar could go this, or even a medium cigar, because it would kind of cut the medium cigar.
Well, what are those really small ones we like? Not the ones that we had last week.
My C notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that would probably go really well with this.
So Drew Estates makes a thing called Acid, and it's called the Acid C notes, and they're like tiny little, quick hit cigars, and they have that flavor. They're flavored. It looks like if you know what a beanie is, if you're a well-versed smoker. India makes these things called beanies. They're kind of like that. They're like little like pinky size, but thinner than a pinky, but pinky length almost. Yeah. And they're good for a quick 5-minute smoke.
Yeah, but they're not super strong either.
Overtaking,
so that it's it would be perfect with this. Yeah,
perfect with this. But this is, with ice, man. Wow, this is really good. And like I said, I'm so glad you got me reacquainted with this. And when we go to the Whiskey Fest tomorrow, we're gonna bring this up.
100%.
Yeah, we're gonna bring it up. And like I said, tonight we're gonna go over the VIP list and go through our rankings of what we're going to try and get to, or I take that back. We will get to,
yes,
because we have it numbered. Like I said, you can't go in there without a plan, because then you're done. You'd be like I said, a kid going into Toys R Us and you don't even buy the toy. You
stop at the first row,
right? So you got to have a plan, and we're going to go over that as we're having our cocktails tonight. But this is really good.
This is really good.
This is definitely really good.
So yeah, no, I'm happy. It was such a happenstance that I happened to walk by the other aisle at Total Wine where the whiskeys are.
If you know someone who likes their scotches, the single malts, right? Even the Irish whiskey single malts. I think this would be a gift that you can get them and feel confident about, that it's so different. But so good that they're going to enjoy it because it's such a different experience.
This would actually be, and you can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, I think this would be a really good whiskey for someone who's just stepping in and is kind of curious.
Yes.
Because it's not like the super pungent flavors of some whiskeys or rye or something like that. It's not super spicy. There's a lot of really good floral, a lot of really good fruit notes. And if you're having it neat, that's really where you get the bite of the whiskey, but it's after you've kind of gotten comfortable with all the other flavors at the front. So this is really nice.
Someone
whiskey.
new into Scotch, especially the single malts or American single malts. This is something that they're new to it. They're going to enjoy it. They're going to enjoy how easy it is to drink. Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah.
Thank you for starting our evening off like this, too.
Absolutely.
This is a great
I
start.
had to as soon as I saw it. I knew it had to come up. So
I
hope all of you try it out, because this is, for $53, it is 100% worth that $53.
And you'll put a link to this to Total Wine.
Absolutely. The link will be on our site, thefriskywhiskey.podbean.com.
Okay. Awesome. All right, so now we're going to move to the next level and start our Mixologist Series tonight.
Yeah.
All right, and so we have 3 different mixers tonight. Two are unknown. One are very well known. We've mentioned it before. So we're going to walk down how in the order that we're going to try them. I'm going to talk about them real quick. So we have one called Proof, the old-fashioned traditional mix, and this one is getting a lot of popularity right now. I'm seeing it more in ads. I'm seeing it more on just whiskey sites I go check out, and it's got a very simple ingredient list, which right now I can't read. You could read that because it's way too small for me without my glasses. And I'm not wearing glasses tonight because I'll mess everything up.
Yeah, sure. So we got some filtered water, some oleosaccharum, saccharum, I don't know. It's non-GMO cane sugar, lemon oil, orange oil. It looks like we already have some cocktail bitters in here.
Okay.
Kosher salt, which will be interesting, and then natural flavors.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And when I make these tonight, I'm going to make them how it basically describes it on the bottle.
Yeah.
except for the one that we already used. We'll go talk about that when I get to that one in a second. The next one I got for us is one that is called Stirrings. Now, they're very well known for making simple syrup.
Yep.
They have it at your local grocery store, and they definitely have it at Total Wine or probably your local liquor store, ABC.
This is a
Crown.
really nice, cheap option. They cover a lot of the basic cocktail mixing ingredients.
Right.
Yeah.
And this one is, it's interesting because the label looks like not a Pepperidge Farm, a Smucker's jelly label. And this one really, just base ingredients, it's an orange and cherry juice cocktail. And we're going to make that with an old-fashioned. Now, I before I even get to the third one, I've tried so many of these old-fashioned mixes, the pre-ones, and the one I came across that we're going to talk about next is the one I use. It's in my cabinet. It's in your cabinet. Anybody who knows me, who I've talked to, they have it in their cabinet now. But I've had really bad experience with all the other ones.
Yes.
So, I don't know what's going to happen with the first two. I'm going to go into it with an open mind, but we'll see what happens. Now, the third one is bitter milk, and this one is awesome.
Yep.
It is by far, we've drank in many of these.
Yep.
My house, your house. I've been to other friends' house. Once I introduced to them, they're awesome. You can get this on Total Wine, get this on Amazon.
Also, perfect gift.
Yes.
Like, seriously, it's a perfect gift.
And they actually have a 3-pack gift that they come out with, too, where they have the gingerbread old-fashioned.
Yeah, around Christmas time.
Yeah, they have I forgot what the other one was, kind of like almost like a Creole New Orleans version of an old-fashioned, and they have the classic one. And it is really tasty. And, the basic ingredients are cane sugar. Once again, I can't read this. Yeah,
You started.
Yeah, I started because I thought I knew it off the top of my head. But
So it looks like we got Florida golden cane sugar, water, burnt sugar, orange peel, spices, gentian root, cinchona bark, and tartaric acid.
Okay. All right.
Tantric. Said tantric.
Satanic.
Satanic acid.
But that one's really good. We already know how good that one is.
Yeah.
That's why we're saving that one for last, because we know we want to at least finish with a good bang here. So, and I said earlier, our bourbon of choice tonight. Now, a really classic old-fashioned is supposed to be made with rye as well, but you can go either direction. We decided to go bourbon tonight.
I'm not picky.
And I talked about Stillhouse. It's a really unique bottle. Not a bottle, it's a can. It looks like your grandfather's turpentine can. It's really cool. This is called their black bourbon. And I did a quick little history on Stillhouse. The idea started in 2014 by a man named Brad Bickerman out of Tennessee. He wanted to break the normal tradition of whiskey making. It is distilled at unknown locations in Virginia and Kentucky. It's in the caves. It's done in caves and in secret, which is interesting. And he did it in a traditional. All his whiskeys are done in traditional copper pots, and then all his other whiskeys are filtered through charcoal. Okay. And they make a lot of flavored whiskeys, which I'm not a fan of flavored whiskeys in general. There's one that I like, which is the Bird Dog Peach. We'll get into that in another show one day down the road. Now the black bourbon also has this extra step where they mellow it out in coffee beans.
All right.
And it doesn't taste like coffee. There is not a single flavor of coffee. I've drinking this neat, straight, and it is one of my favorite mixers. But I've never had a coffee flavor for it. But it really does mellow this bourbon out. Like, this is a great gift for somebody. It's under $25. They have it at Total Wine. And they have it at I've seen it at multiple liquor stores. They have it everywhere.
Check your local package.
And this guy's new. And this guy's a new player to the field, if you will. Coming out in 2014. Yeah. But it's a really good bourbon. Like I said, it's designed to be a smooth, enjoyable bourbon.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to make the first one. Now, Proof does have a recipe. Well, I'm going to follow the recipe for. Do
you want me to read you the recipe?
No, that I can read. So it's going to be 2 ounces of your favorite spirit, which is going to be bourbon.
Yep.
A 1/4 ounce of the mix.
Okay.
You put it over ice. You mix it up, and then you pour it into your glass.
Perfect.
With ice.
Yeah.
It does suggest have orange peel. I didn't get an orange tonight, but I do have the Luxedo cherries, so we're going to throw one of those in there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make this up right now. I got my little setup up here. I got my mixing glasses. I got ice.
We got those, the Luxardo cherries. Yeah, that's right.
Luxardo cherries.
Yeah,
I bought a fresh one.
Oof.
It's funny. I think we talked about this before. This went up in price since COVID.
Yeah.
Like, this used to be like $11 for a jar, and that's like $23 for a jar
crazy.
now. I don't know what happened with COVID that had to make this go up in price. I don't know if they got stuck on one of those barges that were out there that couldn't get the containers. I don't know what happened, because they're out of Italy.
Yeah.
They're made in Italy.
Maybe it's just like import fees or something.
Yeah. It's very, very interesting why those things went up in price.
Yeah.
Oops. So that was me. The glasses hit the table there. I'm sorry, everybody. So I'm going to get things set up.
All right.
So are you getting excited for the Whiskey Fest, Ti?
I am getting excited for the Whiskey Fest, actually. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. we'll be, 5:30 p.m. we'll be walking through the doors to go and enjoy ourselves some nice cigars and some nice whiskeys. It'll be good to be back since I didn't make it last year because of
Selfishly left me alone for COVID. Yes, selfishly left me alone for COVID.
You know, it wasn't my choice. But yeah, you know, I'm interested to see. We have some interesting, distilleries there. It's going to be cool to walk around, check them all out.
Yeah. Make some new friends, make some new connections,
friends,
you know.
Yeah.
We're going to promote the Frisky Whiskey while we're there. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You better believe it.
And, you know, if you're one of the
the
lucky folks to get a sticker, you know, make sure you give us a comment so we know that you're one of the people that got a sticker from us. Because we'll be handing out some.
I'm going to make us one full one each.
Okay.
We're not going to share one, you know. Cause,
that's fair.
For the first one, at least. And that second one we're going to share, because when I explained the recipe for that one, it seems like a lot to make one.
No, I mean, honestly, we got to do it per the recipe.
Yeah.
So we're going to... The third one, I think, will be a nice... a nice finish, because to be honest, and I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm nervous about our second
Give us
one.
Give us one little smell out of the bottle. Lemon, I definitely smell a lemon. Well, not lemon, orange, but the orange is in there.
Yeah, that's orange, but there's also some actual spice to it.
You know, it kind of reminds me of the third one, you know, the bitter milk a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Look at all that. Look at all that old fashioned we got going on here. Woo!
I guess you could just hand me that and I'll be...
Yeah, right, you're done for the... We'll see you tomorrow. I'll meet you at the Whiskey Fest and drink all this. So I'm giving it a good mix. I'm going to put the ice in the glass now.
Yeah. There you are. Couple scoops here, couple scoops there.
So like the old Raisin Bran commercials, two scoops of raisins, 2 scoops of ice. Get the strainer.
Yeah. We're very official right now. I don't feel like we're ever this put together.
And you know, this whole mixologist series, we're going to do different drinks. We're going to make traditional old fashions at some point.
Yeah.
We're going to make old Manhattans. We're going to do Rob Roy's. Got a couple other drinks in my repertoire, something called a dad's drink. You know, we're going to make different. We're going to have different series. They're going to come out periodically, a little bit different.
Yeah. To kind of give everyone an idea of, the different cocktails you can make with whiskeys, right? Because there's so many different whiskeys out there. And, the cool part, too, and this is kind of, I think, the only place where, flavored whiskeys can fit in is in the cocktail game.
Yes.
And they're going to be very specific because, it's a flavored whiskey. So
cherry in there.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
I don't want to spill this thing all over me, man.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
Ruin my Rocky. We're wearing a Rocky shirt tonight, everybody.
Just red everywhere.
Rocky's Philadelphia's greatest champion. Oh, that was not to Philadelphia because I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Oh, that's the worst type of fan out there.
You're just killing everybody. You're fighting France now.
I can handle France. I'm pretty sure I can handle France, man. I got a drone.
When you just gonna look at them.
All right, cheers, my friend. Cheers to the Whiskey Fest.
To the Whiskey Fest.
That is tasty.
You know
what? Out of the gate, immediately tasty.
That's
I like
not bad.
this.
That's not bad.
I would recommend this to somebody just with that initial taste.
So what's the actual thing?
What do you mean?
The mixer that we have. So it's proof, old fashioned, traditional. So this is just this is the original one.
Yeah, they have other ones. Actually, they have other ones. There's one that caught my attention. I almost bought it. They have a maple bacon.
Oh, that'd be
so
interesting.
I think maybe we'll do a follow-up series on these, and try the maple bacon, and maybe we'll get the gingerbread old fashioned mix with the other one. And just do a 2 mixer that night.
Yeah, that's good though.
That is tasty.
That is pretty good.
Oh, I like this. This is really nice. I totally dig this. So while we're having this little cocktail here,
Yeah, let's bring out the list.
I'm going to pull out the list of the
Where are we
whiskeys
going?
and the VIPs that we're going to hit. I'm going to give you one so you can follow the bouncing whiskey.
Yeah, sure.
TI. All right, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different whiskey purveyors there.
Yep.
Distilleries. And they all have multiple versions of their... And I'm pretty sure, I bet you anything, there's someone that are not on the list that will be there. I'm pretty sure there are, because I know there's more than that many.
It's a very big room this is located in, so I'd imagine there's more than 15.
It's huge. This room is so huge. I mean, if you're not, like I said, if you don't like cigars, it won't even bother you. People smoke cigars. It's such a big room.
Yeah. You can literally just walk away from the tables where everyone's going to be sitting down smoking the cigars.
So, and because we have a little bit of experience coming here, we know who has what to a certain degree, or every year the 1 year you went, the one year I'm by myself, I kind of already know who's like going to be in their top three almost. And we're going to start with Widow Jane. Widow Jane's one of our favorites. Yep. I have a Widow Jane rye in my cabinet, and they have a 10th anniversary bourbon for the VIP hour.
Should be good.
I'm assuming that's going to be really, really good.
I mean, we like their regular stuff.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We liked their regular bourbon when we went. So I imagine the 10th anniversary one will be delicious.
Dude, this old fashioned is getting better as I go.
Yeah.
This is really a tasty old fashioned.
It is. Not too sweet. Nice little bit of spice to it.
Yeah, this is really nice. So, and then our next hit of the of our list here is going to be Old Fitzgerald. Now, they only have 2 whiskeys listed, and they're both for VIP hour.
But it's also a 19 and a 17.
Yes, it's a 19-year-old spring 2022, and then a 19-year-old fall 2022. So I'm very curious about these. Old Fitzgerald's been around for a long time.
They have been.
Not because he used the word old in their name, but they've been around. They have and I bet you they're going to have more whiskeys, because right now they're only listing those 2 as their whiskeys being served. I highly doubt they're only there for VIP. So they're probably going to have their normal, maybe their typical, the ones that they sell in the stores. But, getting a hold of a 17-year-old and 19-year-old, that's going to be nice.
You know what's weird is it kind of reminds me of our conversation we had last week about, the stores who off-age a year to make it,
Yes, and these are off years.
They're off years.
They are. Yeah, I mean, typically, look, if you know your aging of whiskeys and scotches.
I think Old Fitzgerald just couldn't make it to the 17, 19
it's like
years.
6, 8, 10, 12. There's a 15. Usually there's always a 15. But you never see 17. You never see 19.
You see like 18.
Yeah.
And
Now,
20s.
I know we brought up Costco last week. Costco does have a 19-year-old single malt that they sell under the Kirkland brand. But it is true. These are very off years. So we have to talk to them and ask them what that's about, understand why they're doing it that way, and what's the story behind it. It could be like, Mr. Old Fitzgerald did that because, he was sick back in the day. He had, some
or it's like an anniversary thing.
Or anniversary thing, of his father or something,
Yeah.
So we're going to find that out. And then after that, we're going to move over to Calumet Farm Kentucky Bourbon.
Yes, the Calumet.
Calumet. I'm sorry, Calumet. Yeah, correct me. Guys, I had this crazy speak called DeCabe speak, and you guys
I'm pretty much the only one that understands.
Yeah, well, most of my friends who know me understand me. You know what I'm talking about. I could be off, totally talking, using words that have nothing to do with this conversation, but you know what I'm talking about. And you guys are going to learn this too out there. So they have a 16-year-old for the VIP. So we're throwing that as number 3, mostly because of the age.
Yeah.
We decided on that one. Look at the age of that one. We want to get to that
also,
one.
Also, I haven't had their bourbon ever, so I'd be interested in this kind of.
I don't remember these guys. I know I've seen the name, but I don't remember ever trying these guys.
It'd be worth kind of seeing what they have at their top tier,
I should have saved the list from last year. I don't remember if they were there last year. I mean, look, I was by myself. I could be a little dangerous when I'm by myself, let's be very clear. And I was definitely drinking a lot. I made a lot of best friends that night, you know what I mean? So they may have been there. I just don't remember. And then moving up to number 4, Blackened American.
Okay.
Okay, and there are no years on these on their VIP list. But they have a Wes Henderson VIP and a cask strength VIP.
I do like cask strength bourbons and whiskeys, right? I like that because they're usually a little bit more of a
punch,
yeah,
more traditional.
Yeah,
it's kind of back in the day, pre-prohibition, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. They weren't watered down to like make it nice
and what's really cool is. You listen to our podcast. We're both kind of personal guys, so we're going to talk to these people. We're going to get the stories, and if we can, if they're going to let us, we're going to record them as they're telling us.
Yeah.
Not that we're going to play them back, but we'll take notes and let everybody know the histories of these different bourbons.
Exactly.
And next week we're going to have a recap of the Whiskey Fest, and we're going to try and pick up 3 bottles. Probably not going to get these VIP bottles. But we're gonna pick
Depends
up
on where they, if we
if
could
they
find
can,
them
if you
and
can
they're
find
a
'em.
decent enough
But
price.
we're gonna pick our 3 favorites of that night, and somehow have tasted of their whiskey next week.
Yeah.
And while we're talking and recapping the whole event, because the cool thing about it is like you get all these cigars, number one, which is awesome. And you do VIP, you get free cigars. Like I said, I think you come home with like 35, maybe even more cigars. And then there's amazing amount of food. They have these chefs cooking in every corner. They're all from different restaurants around Miami and Fort Lauderdale area, and they're making all their own foods. Like you didn't go last year. There was a guy making street tacos.
That sounds good.
He was doing chicken, some type of pulled pork, and he was doing a Korean beef. It was amazing.
That sounds really good.
And this other guy was doing a brisket, and I know you're a man of brisket.
I am a man of brisket.
T.I. is a master smoker. I put his brisket against anybody's in this country. I don't care who you are. Bring it. I challenge you to take my man on here, all right? Because this man makes it old school Texas style. He puts his heart into it. 18 hours sometimes.
That's 20.
20 hours. I mean, that takes time. That's your heart going into something. His briskets are amazing. But it was a Cuban style smoked brisket.
Okay.
And they did it over a polenta that had caramelized onions in the polenta.
That sounds
I think I
really
went back
good.
to that guy multiple times. It was
Yeah, I would
so
too. Are you
flippin'
kidding
good.
me?
And they also have like this whole area of this all kinds of sliced meats. Actually, there was a guy slicing up fresh prosciutto.
Ooh.
It was very nice and thin. That's how you do it. He was like, "I'll tell you how you do it." It was really nice. They have different cheeses and all kinds of stuff. And then there was a guy who was making some pastas that were there, and they're making these things fresh to order. These aren't like coming out from the back of the kitchen. This is all being made in front of you. I know another guy was doing some kind of chicken with some veggies that were really good. So as a whiskey drinker, you drink a little bit. You want to get a little food in you here and there.
Yeah, you got to keep it going so that
Yeah.
you can keep drinking all these whiskeys.
Keep drinking all these whiskeys. I see you finished yours a little before me. I'm gonna catch up.
I mean,
to you.
it was tasty. I'm not going to lie.
Honestly, I highly suggest everybody. This one actually makes my list now.
Yeah. Well, so the only thing that's unfortunate is I'm not sure about the middle one.
We're going to talk about that one in a second. We're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the recipe because the recipe bothered me immediately. I bought it because I've tried so many other ones. I didn't want to try the ones I already knew that were bad.
Yeah.
Right. Because I don't want
Well,
to
there's
go.
no point in that.
Right. I'll go to this is going to suck. I'm going to hate my life after I drink this. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to say, look, I'm trying something new.
Yeah.
Never saw it. The bottle caught my attention because it looks like a Smucker's.
Yeah.
Thing
Exactly,
of
yeah, it does.
strawberry preserves.
It does, yeah.
It actually looks like strawberry preserves, right?
It does, yeah.
It looks like a giant bottle of strawberry preserves, but it's not thick by any means. This is a liquid, so I don't confuse anybody.
Yeah, it's not like it's not a syrup. It is definitely, which is kind of, I don't know. This one's more like all the rest of them are kind of like syrups. This one's more of like a straight up juice.
Yeah, I'm going to say it has the same consistency. The proof has a very same consistency as a bitter milk.
Yeah, they are very similar. Yeah.
Although we do make these cold at the refrigerator a lot, so because you got to put these in the refrigerator after you open them up. They're a little bit thicker, I mean, this proof is so tasty.
It is.
Like, I really want to try that maple bacon one. I'm really curious about how they have like 4 or 5 other flavors.
I bet that would make a really good like holiday cocktail, the maple bacon one.
You know what's coming up soon?
What's
And
that?
we haven't never been to it. They're doing the Bacon Bourbon Fest out in Wellington.
Oh boy.
I think towards the end of this month. And we've been burned at these different bacon bourbon
Anytime
festivals.
there's a festival that adds bacon, there's never bacon.
No, we always get burned. But this one's been going on for a while, and I've heard good things about it, but I don't know what they mean sometimes. We're talking about, like, well, where's the bacon? Like, I just want a piece of bacon. If I go to a bacon fest, I want a piece of bacon.
Yeah.
I don't want, like, someone takes, like, a mac and cheese and then puts, like, some bacon bits on it. I want bacon. I want to eat bacon.
Yeah.
I love bacon.
I want a
I'm a
piece of
bacon
bacon,
guy.
yeah.
My family's a bacon. I make the pound of bacon every Sunday, the Sunday bacon, as I call it.
So it's not like that last festival we went to, Roger Dean Stadium, and we're cruising through there. We were all excited. It was a beer festival, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to
It
be
was beer and bacon. So like we get in there and like
Where's the bacon?
we were all excited. I think there was a group of maybe like 8 of us or something like that. We were all just so excited for this festival, and we were like, all right, there's going to be bacon, we're going to have some good beers, and we're going to hang out, maybe grab some dinner. Yeah, no. So we get there, right, and there's a line to get in this place, and like, what was it? It was maybe like 10 vendors, like 10 beer vendors or something like that.
Yeah, it was a little weak in the beer.
Yep. So, and they all ran out within the first like hour of us being there. And here's the blasphemous part: there was literally no bacon.
There was no bacon.
They didn't even have food.
No. I'm like, how can you call it a bacon? There was like, there's no. I mean, they have bacon bits for God's sake. There was nothing.
I do want to shout out. So we went to Stadium Bar and Grill, and I want to shout out. And I don't remember her name. I'm not even sure if she still works there. I hope she does because she, or maybe she won the lottery because she definitely deserves that. But our waitress like heard our plight as we were sitting there, and she immediately felt bad and offered us an entire platter of bacon.
She went to her manager. She actually talked to her manager, and they brought us over a pound of bacon.
Yeah.
And we sat there and had many a cocktail there.
Oh yeah. We did end up like tipping her really well, but we had like it had to have been like 2 pounds of bacon. Like it was a big plate. It was a platter of bacon,
and that saved our experience because we had no bacon, and she really came through for us. It wasn't especially bacon; it was just bacon, and sometimes that's all you want. Yeah.
I think that's all we wanted. We just wanted some good drink and some bacon.
It doesn't have to be fancy bacon; it doesn't have to be thick cut bacon; it doesn't have to be beef bacon or bacon.
Both.
Just bacon. If you claim to have bacon, have bacon. Yeah. Remember when we went to the Del Rey, the first ever Del Rey Bacon Bourbon Fest? That was not a good experience either. Only thing out of it, I stole a couple glasses. Yeah. But like. You couldn't get. I don't remember if you even could get a flight of bourbon.
Nope.
And if you ordered a bourbon, they gave you a full glass of bourbon, like to the top. And I'm like, how many bourbons am I going to drink like this? I won't even walk out the door by the time I'm done. Yeah. So it was. And once again, they had food, but there was it was food with a little bit of bacon. Like there was a shrimp.
They were like the fake bacon that you put on a salad. That's what it was mixed with.
Well, they had some dishes that just had cut up bacon in it. I think they had a bacon-wrapped hot dog, if I remember correctly. Yeah. But this was, once again, there wasn't a lot of creativity. Yeah. Years ago, I went to a bacon...
Or just plain pieces of bacon.
So I went to a bacon fest down south at the Seminole Hard Rock. Not the Seminole Casino, not the Hard Rock one, the Seminole Casino. And so, first of all, Kevin Bacon was there.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, and he was with his brother, who was part of the Dan Band.
Yeah.
But this was an awesome bacon fest. They had beer, but it was designed to be a bacon fest. It wasn't a bourbon bacon fest. It wasn't a beer bacon fest. They had a lot of beer there, with craft beers and all that. And you had a coupon book, and you go to each food truck they had different dishes that had bacon, and it was real stuff
with Kevin Bacon.
With Kevin Bacon, but one guy was literally just serving bacon. There's all kinds of dishes with bacon, but it was real dishes with real bacon.
Yeah.
And one of the best things I had, which I'm not a big blue cheese guy. One of my favorite things there was grilled blue cheese with bacon.
That sounds awesome.
I had 3 of those.
That sounds awesome.
It was great. It was great. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our next mixer here. This one is called Sterling's. I mentioned it earlier before. They're well known for their.
I'm nervous about this one.
Their simple syrup. So I'm going to talk about the recipe for this one. Okay, and this is what kind of makes me skeptical. A little bit.
A little bit?
I have to say, I'm a little because of the amount you're using here. So we're going to split one, to be honest. I'm not doubling anything here.
No, just do the regular recipe.
So, because I doubled the last one, so we each can have our own.
Oh, okay.
Because in the proof one, that's designed for...
Oh, that's true. That's true. This one's insane.
Yeah, this one, like I said, it's 2 ounces of this mix, which that's a shot right there. And then it says 1.5 ounce of whiskey. So I'm actually going to do I'm probably going to do...
An actual 2 ounce pour of whiskey?
Yeah, I'm going to do 2 to 2 on this one. Yeah. And then you once again you put it in a mixer with some ice and you pour it over ice. Yeah. So I'm going to do that, but like I said, because of the amount what they're talking about, and I think you mentioned this one is 25.4 ounces the full bottle, and it says it makes 13.
Yeah.
So you divide that by 2 because it's 2 ounces per mix. It's you're getting your 13 out of it almost ish. Yeah. The way they're doing it,
which is crazy because if you think about the proof one that we just had, right? I think it says this bottle makes 32 cocktails on the back.
Right, because they're doing it by one.
It's 16 fluid ounces.
Yes.
Right. So that's why I'm a little nervous for this.
Just the amount. If it's the amount makes me, I want to use more ice than that. The amount really.
It's weird.
It's weird to me. It seems heavy. Yeah. The amount. Like I said, I'm a little skeptical. I'm not going to lie my people out there. I'm not going to lie to you. I will never lie to you ever, my people out there. It will always be
do it for the people.
And my feelings will always be out there for you. I'm going to be genuine as a whiskey drinker as I can.
Always be genuine.
So when I open it up and I smell it, it reminds me of something. I'm not sure what it reminds me of yet.
Let me take a
sniff of it.
Let me take a sniff of this. It kind of...
It reminds me of something. I'm not sure what it reminds me of.
It kind of smells like orange ginger ale.
Okay. All right. That helps a little bit, I think. I'm not sure if that's what I'm getting, but it just reminds me of something. All right. So I got my 2-ounce jigger. I'm going to drop 2 ounces of this in here.
It's just juice.
It is. It's really interesting.
It's weird.
And you know what? I want to dry out this before I put the still house in there.
All right.
And once again, guys, you gotta get a can of this still house.
The still house is actually.
They make a vodka too.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they make a vodka. It's in a white can.
Oh, is
and
it?
all their whiskeys are in cans. And actually, I actually read up. There's a reason why they do it in can, because it's easier to chill.
Okay.
On ice or serve on
so
ice.
You can just throw
it's easier than a bottle. So their whole being not to be traditional, they wanted a way so your bourbon can be chilled quicker to enjoy it outside for festivals and stuff like that. All right, so I am going to go...
Let's use it with the 2. Just give us the 2.
Yeah, I'm going to do 2. The 1.5 thing...
It just seems weird. It's an odd mix.
I don't think the mix should be more than the bourbon.
No, it should never be more than the bourbon.
Or the whiskey. Whatever you're doing. Use your rye, too, everybody. Bullet rye is great for making old fashions and cocktails. All right, so you hear me? I got my mixing straw, my mixing spoon.
It looks red.
This is really interesting. All right.
The actual mix itself is just red.
Yeah.
It's just like a red juice that smells like orange and ginger ale. So it's interesting.
So we get equal amounts here. I'm gonna
poison us equally.
I'm gonna throw a cherry in here too.
Yeah.
I think the cherry does add to the flavor of your old fashioned.
I
do like doing the orange peel. Sometimes I'll even flame up an orange peel occasionally, smoke it if you will. And we're gonna have to do a smoked old fashioned for our show.
Oh, absolutely.
And we have to get that new device that we both saw.
Yeah.
Where it covers the glass and you light it up. Because I have a dome smoker.
Yeah.
And it could be.
You can use for like cheese and things like that.
It can be a little cumbersome sometimes to make a drink.
Also, not the most reliable.
No.
Over long-term use, it does get gunked up pretty.
It does get gunked up. You pulled some acts for me to fix it, which was awesome of you to do that.
You're very welcome.
Because I would never do that. I'm not mechanical. If I take something apart, it never goes back together.
Had to do it.
All right. So cheers again, my friend.
Cheers.
Whiskey Fest.
Nope. That's gross. That is just not
gross.
Gross.
That is just not. We're not going to finish this one.
I'm going to because I
really.
Yeah. Because we have to. But seriously.
Wow. I mean, like when I say wow, it's like a wow. Like someone just kicked me in the shin, and I'm angry.
They're like, why? Wow.
Like this is really not good.
Yeah. No. So like,
but this reminds me of all the other ones I've bought. Like honestly, it falls in that category. It's just not good.
All right. So if anyone wants to try it, give it a shot. I'm going to tell you right now, the flavor of the bourbon is now gone, which is the whole point of an old fashioned.
There's alcohol in here. Yeah. I'd be fooling myself. I know. I put it in here.
Yeah, I watched you put it in there, so I know it exists, but. It doesn't taste like any. There's no bourbon. There's no whiskey. There's no nothing in here right now, according to my flavor. And then it's really bitter for some reason. Right
yeah, right. I was just doing that thing like I don't like. This is not good.
I'm not sure. Like almost like a chemical. There's no. I don't know. It's just a weird flavor, and then it finishes with just cherry juice. Which is kind of like a bland flavor on its own.
Okay, you know what this reminds me of? I went to a wedding once, and there was an open bar, and I had asked for an old-fashioned, which is, you got to kind of feel your situation out. I've learned my lessons over the years, where to ask old-fashioned. And I watched this person make it, and I tried it, and I was like, listen, can I teach you how to make an old-fashioned? And they had poured, which was also the maraschino cherry juice, mixed it in, it wasn't even like he poured maraschino juice in that. I'm like, man, you don't know how to make an old fashioned. And look, if you're ever a bartender or want to be a bartender, right, and you don't know the drink that someone's ordering, right, and if you don't have, I mean, sometimes bartenders do keep that bartender's guide with them, but honestly, even if that bartender's guide, look the person in the face and say, how do you like this made? Walk me through it. If you order it, if you know you want it, you know how to make it.
Yeah.
You know how to make it. If someone says, I want an old fashioned, I have no idea how to make it, impossible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So any kind of a drink, no matter what it is, vodka gimlet is a bad example, right? You know, you order something like that, you're gonna know how to make it. And so, if you order, or you're at a party and you're hosting it, dude, I don't know if I can finish this, man. I'm being honest. That look on your face just told me.
I'm like suffering through this. I'm like, I take a sip and I like shake violently because I'm just like, ugh.
Like, this is horrible. Like, I'm sorry, this is really, really bad. Okay. So we're gonna dump. I'm gonna dump this.
That's
I'm dumping it. I'm sorry.
I don't want to deal with it.
I can't do this anymore. Suppose I want to keep going over the whiskey list.
Yeah.
And I don't want to talk about whiskey list.
While drinking something that doesn't taste like whiskey.
I think I would get violently ill if I finished that drink.
It's just not good.
No, I'm gonna use it to clean the floors.
Red floors that smell like orange and ginger ale.
Maybe use it like to take like stuff off the floor that's
Just splash that water over there if you don't mind. Get this. Oh, you have it in there.
You had it in there. That's okay.
I needed extra, trust me.
Let me give you a paper towel. I want to wipe these glasses out. I didn't want to bring out a lot of glasses tonight, so I just we're using the same glass, but we're being good about it. We're rinsing them out with water. We're drying them, each one. So now we're going to move on.
I'll actually take the water over there so I can clean my palate out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this
if you
one
don't
you gotta
mind.
clean.
It's still there.
If you want, I can get a Brillo pad. We throw it in your mouth and scrub that thing out of there, man. It was horrible.
That was just not good. I don't say that, very few times do I actually come across something that I'm just like, that's just gross. And that was just gross.
All right, so now we're going to move on to our favorite.
Yes.
This is in my house. This is on all my friends' houses. If you know me,
this is the thing.
I tell you to buy it because I don't give people
delicious.
bad advice. Comes to food or drink, I will take you down the right road every single time. I know restaurants, I know food, I can tell you how to cook, not cook, but in drinks too.
Yeah.
So this is called bitter milk, which is an interesting name for a old-fashioned mix.
It is.
And it's really good. And this one, I don't have to pre-mix in a glass with ice. This is going right into the glass. Mm-hmm. So what they like you to do is you put your ice in a glass, you throw a 1/4 ounce of that into your glass, and then you put your 2 ounces of bourbon in there. You mix it up real quickly, and you drink it. Yeah. So I'm actually, I'm so looking forward to this because that thing was so bad before.
It's so bad.
It was so bad. It was really so bad.
But this is how we learn together.
Yes.
Right? Is we have to kind of figure out what's good and what's not.
And this is also partly why we do the show. We want to help people. Mm-hmm. We want you guys to learn through us. So if you happen to listen to the show, and we're going to start posting these things on social media ahead of time. We're not there yet. We'll get there. And so you know what we're doing so you can follow along when you listen to the show. Don't buy the Sterling. Don't even go near it.
Yeah. Avoid it.
Avoid it at all costs.
Unless you just want to be grossed out like we were.
Yeah.
If you want to experience it, then by all means go for it. But
the proof, 100%.
Yes.
This is probably going to be added to my.
That would be the proof old-fashioned traditional.
Yeah.
So they have other flavors, but the traditional one is the one
you can have. And the reason why I'm doing these mixers, or why we're doing these mixers tonight, is I throw events at my house, right? And I've been caught where I'm just making traditional old fashions, and I'm not even enjoying my own party. Yeah. Because I'm constantly making them for my friends. And I wanted to find a mixer that I can say, listen, here's how I'm going to put the instructions right here on paper. Everybody make your own old fashions. Yeah. I want to still enjoy my own party.
No, and that's the best way to. I think that's the spot where these fit in.
Yes, exactly.
In the drinking world, it's like, oh, you have a party. You need to mix up 5 of these real quick. Well, you measure it out right fast and shake it up.
They can
make
it themselves.
They can make it themselves.
Yes.
It's nice and easy.
Because I have been caught where I don't leave my little.
It's 2 ingredients.
Yes.
3 if you want to add in, a cherry, and 4 if you want to get some fancy orange in there, right? Yeah. But it's not. It's really all you need is the mixer and the whiskey, and then you're good. At least on the ones that the bitter milk, right? Yes. I can speak to that. Yay. Something that's actually palatable.
Yes. Here, I'm actually going to use the other end. Let me mix this up. I'm going to use the other end of my spoon here.
All right.
Cherry
I'm
in
not
there.
going to wait for the cherry. No, I'm going to wait for the cherry.
Wait for the cherry. A cherry on top that makes this good.
Makes everything better.
It does. It really does. These cherries are awesome.
They are really good. It looks ours. Nice. All right. Oh, wait. I got to cheers you first. I almost took a sip just to get the flavor out of my mouth.
I don't blame you. Don't even worry, man. Go for it.
No.
All right.
No,
Whiskey Fest again.
Whiskey
I made this a little strong, I think. In fact, I'm going to drop a little bit of a little more in there.
I like this. But see, that's the thing, though, is like, I like this because it doesn't hide the whiskey.
No.
It's a little bit spicy. It's got a good flavor, but the whiskey's still
that's so tasty.
and it's good.
Oh, that just saved the night because honestly, it was going downhill slide with that last one.
All right, so let's dig right back in since we got distracted by Sterling's horribleness.
So we were at number 4, Black and American. We're going to move on now. Number 5, Keeper's Heart, which I've never heard of them.
Yeah, I haven't heard of Keeper's Heart.
And they have a 10-year-old single malt. So, and if you look at the other drinks, the other whiskeys that they're mentioning,
Irish plus
they're
American.
Irish whiskeys, right? So it's Irish American whiskey, Irish American bourbon, which I don't think I've ever heard of Irish American bourbon before.
No.
So I'm guessing their single malt is probably going to be an Irish whiskey. If I had to take a guess, because it's single malt, because there's no such thing as a single malt bourbon, that doesn't make any sense.
It does not.
I know there's single malt American whiskeys out there. I know Westward makes one. They're out of I think Seattle. And other ones I've seen out there, they've done single malts. And recently I've tried a Bushmill single malt that will be highlighted for our special St. Patty's Day show.
Looking forward to that.
Which is a
one.
Friday on the 17th. Don't forget, get your St. Patty's Stefan, get your corned beef and cabbage, get your shepherd's pie, get your bangers and
Dress in
mash.
green.
Oh yeah.
But if that's a good enough whiskey and the price point's right, maybe that'll make the cut for the 17th.
Which one? The Bushmills?
No.
Oh,
the
this one,
10-year
maybe.
single. Yeah, maybe.
You
don't know.
So as we go through this list, anybody in the top 10 that we're talking, anyone in our numbering system here, 1 through 10, could push into our top 3.
Yeah.
I'm already going to say Widow Jane's going to make that top 3. So we will be going there. So we're going to move on to the next whiskey. So the next one is Middle Spirits.
Yeah.
So they have 3 VIPs. They have a, how would you say that one?
The very first one or the last one? Sherry finished bourbon.
Okay.
Oloroso.
Oloroso. Okay.
And then a ported pumpernickel rye.
Really interesting, right there. Those are VIPs.
I think
there.
Now I think the flavor profile of the ported pumpernickel rye will be good.
Yeah.
I like port.
I
like pumpernickel bread, and I like rye.
I have a feeling the wheat one's going to be very pungent. So interesting. So and now number 7, Sagamore. Sagamore's been known.
Classic.
They're out there. They're classic. I have a bottle of their rye in my collection.
I had a bottle of their rye.
You actually got me into them.
Yeah.
They have an 8-year-old rye for their VIP, which I'm really looking forward to that one. Yeah. I really am.
That should be a good one.
That should be really good. I would not be surprised if that jumps into our.
I actually believe that bottle is available at Total Wine, and I'm pretty sure it was like $100. Okay. I'm pretty sure I saw it the other day when I was perusing, and I ended up buying the Brenne.
Okay, so that might pop into our VIP, our show for next week. And then number 8 is Westward American, which I just mentioned their name. I've gotten some of their whiskeys before. They have a sourdough VIP, which is really good. I'm
betting it's going to be a rye.
Yeah, if it's sourdough, it makes sense. Yeah. And last year, these guys were really nice to me last year. Okay. They did the thing like what that Old Forester did with me that one time.
Walk you through it.
They took out like 4 or 5 for me.
Oh, nice.
The guy took me to the side and walked me through all this stuff. I had a great time with that guy.
Man, I really hope we can do some of that stuff.
Oh, we
this
will.
Year.
Oh, we
really
will.
hope we can.
Okay, the number 9 is Virginia Distillery Company. I don't know them. Never heard of them. Virginia, they've been around forever.
So Virginia's been there.
Right, Virginia's been there for a long time. It's West Virginia. I know about your cousin, but
it's the Cuvée single cask.
Yeah, the Cuvée single cask looks pretty good. So we'll see what that's about. That looks pretty interesting. The reason why we put that at 9, we didn't know what it was. Yeah. And then to round off our 10 here, the Teeling, which has been around for a very long time.
Yes.
They're Irish whiskey. And they're doing a single malt, which I'm very excited about because I love my single malts.
It's true.
So that one could be something that maybe we throw into our St. Patty Day show.
It's true. It's very, very possible.
But
anything is possible right now.
Yes. I'm so glad we're drinking this old fashioned right now.
Same.
My God, that saved the night.
Same, 100%.
So that is our Whiskey Fest kind of preview. We're doing preview to VIP. There's lots of whiskeys that I'm looking forward to try. It's on these lists I'm seeing right now. You know, I see a bourbon cream. I see different ones out there that look really good. Sherry casks and cask strengths and Pinot Noir casks. So I'm really curious about all those things. I'm really excited. It's tomorrow. We're gonna have a great time. Ti.
Yeah, I'm interested to see like some of these distillers that we just haven't heard of before.
Yes.
I'm really interested to try them out.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about going to like beer festivals or whiskey festivals is finding that one group that they just kind of break it into the market or they just got the invite and trying out their stuff to really see what it's about.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so I'm going to move into our Frisky Corner.
Yes.
Coming to the end of the night here. And like I said, Frisky Corners, I've said in other shows, things that I kind of pick up on quickly of what's going on around out there.
What's the beat?
And, look, everyone knows the 17th is St. Patty's Day. A lot of places are doing their St. Patty's stuff the Saturday before.
Yep.
Because they can for that week, and they don't want to do it the day after. It doesn't make sense to celebrate something the day after, right? So Jupiter is having their Irish Fest on Saturday, May 11th.
Awesome.
From 3 to 3 p.m. Until Sunday, 3 a.m.
What? Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know that's not going to be good.
Come on, let's do it.
Now, I don't know if you know this, Ti, or not. Delray has been doing a St. Patrick's Day parade forever. It's a very famous St. Patrick's Day parade in South Florida.
Okay.
It's been going on since the early 70s, actually. Without aging myself on the show, my grandparents took me when I was about 9 in the 70s, late 70s. So I'm just aging myself, 9, and then in the 80s.
He's at least 80 years old.
Yeah, I'm old.
Math, right?
I'm old and dirt. But it's a it's been around forever. It's a very big event. It is, they shut down all Valenic Avenue, and it's a huge event. Huge. So you got to check that out. And also, what's also going on, Abacoa, they had their food truck invasion on the 10th, which is next week.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, you used to live in Abacoa.
I used to live right near Abacoa. Yeah, I was like an eighth of a mile walk. Used to go there all the time.
So that's a really good event. And then I'm just going to make a shout out. If you're a baseball fan, if you're not a baseball fan, spring training is going on.
Super fun to go to a game. Oh my goodness.
Oh yes, and we have two great ballparks here. You have Roger Dean that has St. Louis and Florida Marlins.
Yep.
And then you have the ballpark in the Palm Beaches, which is a new stadium. And if you've never been to that ballpark, I would say go there.
It's really nice.
It's a nice ballpark. They got really good food. They got great beers.
Plenty of parking too.
Plenty of parking. You can get those. You get that field seats that are back in the field where you just bring a towel, hang out.
Yep.
And that's where the Houston Astros and Washington Nationals have their thing. And then even after spring training at Roger Dean, they have the minor league games there. And minor league games are great.
They're super fun.
So first of all, look, if you live in South Florida, you know that the Marlins really aren't a good team. Their minor league team's the same thing as going to see them. And it's like $10 to get in. And you could leave whenever you want because you spent more and less in life. But they're fun games. They have theme nights. Check it out. That's one of the good things about living in Florida, South Florida. We have these things.
Yeah. All the time.
And minor league games are great. But check out spring training. So go check it out. And I want to talk about this now. I'll probably mention it next week. Royal Palm Beach is having their seafood festival on the 18th. That looks like a really good time.
That actually sounds really good.
Yeah, that sounds really good. So
I might have to check that one out.
Check it out. So that's the Whiskey Corner for tonight.
Awesome.
And I think we're gonna end the show.
All right.
It's time to say goodnight to all our whiskey.
So what's our cigar of the evening then? What's our cigar of the evening then? You forgot to mention the cigar.
I forgot to mention the cigar. So we're going to be doing a My Father cigar.
Oh, okay.
My Father is a very well-known brand out there. They've won lots of cigar awards. Mm-hmm. It's a really good smoke. They have a couple of different sizes, different brands like the Toro and the Churchill, and we have the regular stick, which is a very mild to probably actually more of a medium smoke, but a very well-known cigar. My Father is an awesome cigar, and once again, got this from my good friends out in Arizona, Fox Cigars. They have a great online presence. Go to foxcigars.com.
Yep, foxcigars.com.
If you ever get to Arizona at Scottsdale, check out there. They have 2 great cigar and whiskey bars. Check them out. But once again, go to their website, sign up for their mailing list. Great deals every day.
Deals.
Great deals. Yeah, great deals every day. Great online presence, great cigars online. But all my Frisky Whiskey people out there, I had a great time talking to you tonight. Enjoy it. Make your old fashions. Get your mixers. Get your party on. Have your friends come over. Enjoy your old fashioned mixers with everybody.
Have a good evening, everybody.